wanted to punch someone? Raise your hand.
You say it's secret.
Right, I have too. And especially when someone says to me, "You're so lucky." And I never really knew how to respond to that. People look at you and they think, well, they see what there is to see on the outside, but they have no clue what's going on the inside.
You can do it.
Breathe.
You can do it with your feet.
A storm in her head. Chaos. Guilt. Self-doubt. Dark days with dark thoughts. And I've had so many in my life that I now actually consider myself an expert in the field. So, if someone here tonight wants to hear my expert advice on what to say to someone when they tell you, "You're so lucky," then here's what you say. "I don't do luck, honey. I take ownership." And then punch them in the face. So, on one of those dark days of mine, that's what I did. Take ownership and decide that that was not how I was going to feel. So, I forced myself out of my house, out of my home, safe and warm home, and decided to soak in the crisp, thin air on a walk on my beach. You see, my husband and I had just moved into our new house. A very special house on a very special location. The house was built completely in glass, and it stood on the top of a dune on Lake Michigan. And instead of feeling grateful for all this fortune, what everyone expects, including myself, I felt so blue and so lost for no reason at all. The sand was hard under my feet. The wind cut sharp in my face. Tears in my eyes from the wind. Maybe not. I mindlessly picked up a rock. One more to add to all the other ones that I gathered in the seagrass basket that sat on the cute wooden coffee table Dad had made for me. I stopped and stared at the wild waves. More tears. I held on to the rock in the pocket of my too thin red jacket. I took a deep breath. I squeezed the rock, and then I noticed it had taken on the warmth of my hand, the temperature of my hand, and now it felt smooth and soft, familiar, like it was giving me comfort or something. So intrigued, I took the rock out of my pocket again and looked at it. This was actually a beautiful piece of art made by nature. So I wondered, what if I could turn this rock into a necklace and have it with me and comfort me whenever I need it. And now, I was a woman on a mission, and I rushed home. Hey, babe! Babe! What? Could you turn this rock? Could you drill a hole in this rock? I gave it to him and he turned it around in his hand. I can try. So my sweet, handsome husband got up from behind his computer and went to get his drill. And he tried all right. And tried. And tried. And tried. Until smoke came out of the rock, out of his drill, and out of his ears when the drill bit finally broke. He shrugged his big broad shoulders. Nope, not possible. Okay then, thanks. You're welcome. I'm sorry. It's okay. He gave me a kiss on my forehead and took his tools back to the garage. I took a deep breath. It is not okay. I am not a quitter. So the following morning, I waved my hubby off while he drove down our dune off to work. I grabbed my keys. I jumped in my badass black Rubicon, thanks babe, and drove off to the craftware store first, and then the hardware store. And then I learned that a diamond drill bit is the best thing was the best thing for my hole in a rock mission. So I bought 5, just in case. And I broke 4. And by the time my husband came home from work, I proudly presented my necklace with a name, the YouRock. He was impressed. I smirked. He looked at me with loving eyes and said, "It's good to see you smile. I know you've been feeling down again." The next day, I went off for a long run on my beach, and something felt different. There had been like some shift. And I ran. And on the last stretch of my run, the steepest climb of all, the dune up to our house, I was tired. And I was cold. And my legs hurt. But I thought to myself, come on, girl. You can do it. You are not a quitter. And suddenly, I noticed that every time my foot hit the ground, that my rock kissed my skin. It was like the sound of a rhythm, like the rhythm of a song. Left foot kiss, right foot kiss, left foot kiss, right foot kiss, left foot kiss, right foot kiss. I am beautiful, I am strong, I am loved, I am alive. I am beautiful, I am strong, I am loved, I am alive. I got to the top with this mantra, almost effortlessly. And then, wow, this view of this immense, beautiful lake. And the sun felt warm on my face. And the air, crisp air, tickled my nose. And there it was, my life's mission. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew what I was going to do. I was going to tell every woman that needed to hear it that I believed in her. Because it does not take 100 people. It doesn't work if 100 people tell you that you should believe in yourself. Because if you don't, you won't. I learned that it takes a rock, a mantra, and just one person to believe in me. So I opened the front door of our glass house and went straight to the kitchen and gave my husband a loud, happy kiss on his lips. I grabbed a Sharpie from the counter and wrote on the back of my rock, I am